youtube.com/Mugen Lord. Subscribe to the channel for gaming news, updates, discussion, and live streams. Signing off.
Hey guys, it's Mugalore here, and I'm back again with another video. And that's right, we're back with Real Talk once more. This is Real Talk episode 4, but before I get into this episode, I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate the feedback that you left on episode 3. If you guys are curious about what I talked about in episode 3, I pretty much discussed and gave you my opinions on this whole simping and ethot pandemic that's been going around here over social media and on other parts of the internet. And I really appreciate the feedback that you guys have left. I love the comments. I love discussing these type of issues with you guys. And this Real Talk thing is something that I enjoy doing. And as far as I'm concerned, I try to keep it everything as far as Real Talk's concerned, like gaming related. And every once in a while, I'll go off the rails and talk about, real life issues that's going on, but I try to keep it gaming related. So if you guys haven't seen my Real Talk episode 2, I talk about the toxic fandom within the gaming community. It's more specifically the Final Fantasy VII remake community, where I pretty much had gotten to a little bit of drama with that community, just a bit, and I wanted to give you my thoughts and my opinions and what I thought about it and how toxic a community can be when people are very, very passionate and when they use social media as a weapon to attack other people and to silence other people for having different opinions. So if you guys are interested in that as well, I advise you to click on the card above for both episodes. You can go check that out. So episode 4, what are we going to talk about here? We're going to just carry this on. First episode, I talked about me, my personal life struggles and what I was going through at the time, health problems and stuff. Episode 2, toxic fandom and social media. And episode 3, where I talk about simping and e-dots, including social media. And once again, you notice the pattern. It's social media again, once again, for Real Talk episode 4. And this time it revolves around Twitch itself, Twitch as a platform, because right now, I guess you could say Twitch is under fire because of this new initiative, which is called the Twitch Safety Council, which consists of 8 members. And we're going to definitely dive into that because there's one particular member that's part of the Twitch community, or a Twitch Safety Council, that has everybody talking. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I want to talk about how diversity, or I guess you could say forced diversity or fake diversity, pretty much create situations like this, and it's causing a real big issue. And I want to give you my personal take on it because this is really bothersome and it needs to be addressed. So first, we're going to just talk about the Twitch and Safety Council in general. We're going to talk about what's their job and what their whole initiative and what their plan is to do with the platform. So first of all, for starters, it says that the Safety Advisory Council will inform and guide decisions made at Twitch by contributing their experiences, expertise, and beliefs in Twitch's mission of empowering communities to create together. The council will advise on a number of topics, including drafting new policies and policy updates, developing products and features to improve safety and moderation, promoting healthy streaming and work-life balance habits, protecting the interests of marginalized groups. Now, I want you to keep that in mind here, because when you see these in guidelines on the jobs or on social media or whatever platform that you're a part of or community that you're a part of, when you see protecting the interests of marginalized groups, or you see the two keywords right here, marginalized groups, that means censorship in some form or another. And the other part, identifying emerging trends that could impact the Twitch experience. So this group is composed of online safety experts and Twitch creators who have a deep understanding of Twitch, its content, and its community. When developing this council, we felt it was essential to include both experts who can provide an external perspective, as well as Twitch streamers who deeply understand creators' unique challenges and viewpoints. Each member of the council was carefully selected based on their familiarity with the Twitch community and their relevant personal and professional experiences. Now, if you look at this and you read the guidelines from just looking at it for what it is, it doesn't seem like a bad idea at all. I think when it comes to platforms like Facebook, Twitch, Tumblr, or YouTube, or whatever, you need a face that you can attach to these social media networks and everything. Is because when there's issues, when there's problems that arise, you need someone that you can go to and bring your concerns and bring your issues and bring your problems to them. You need a face. Now the issue is, the fact is who you bring on board to represent, these committees, these councils, in order to pretty much deal with a lot of the issues that are happening on the platform. And I think that's where the big problem is about picking the right person, and whether or not this person is qualified, and whether or not this person is pretty much won't abuse the power that they have. So is this one particular person that's on the committee or on the council that has everybody talking about this particular issue and this cause, and this person is saying a lot of controversial statements that a lot of people is not liking. This person is named Ferociously Steph. Now, this Steph, a person that's part of the committee, of course, as you can see in the video clips, this person is obviously transgender and also identify as a dare. To the back of the head. Or something like that. Identify as a dare. So I guess you could say a furry in some way. So the thing is, this person is the most vocal out of everybody in the committee. And the things that this person is saying has a lot of people upset, is because it's kind of like, I guess you could say, hypocritical, because this person is talking about, wanting to be fair or wanting to protect marginalized people, and they pretty much against racism and prejudice and stuff, and then turn around and say
it's really not that. I think a lot of you gamers are actually white supremacists,
generalizing a whole group of people. And the thing that really has people really upset about this person as well is how this person wants to advocate, or is advocating wanting to remove voice chat from competitive gaming.
The only way to have a level playing field at the highest level of play is to have is to not have voice chat, to not have people give up their linguistic profiles. I mean, and maybe you think, if you are a competitive gamer, which a lot of people have been like, Steph, you clearly know nothing about competitive play. Well, competition, by the way, y'all, competition requires you to get every advantage possible. To become the top 0.01% in any video game, you have to squeeze every amount of advantage you can possibly get. Voice chat is unfair.
Now, this person is pretty much saying that, Steph is pretty much saying that, competitive gaming and voice chat gives, I guess you could say, white cis males, or, give, I guess you could say, the majority power in a situation, because if you are pretty much a marginalized group, and if you talk on the mic, it reveals who you really are by the sound of your voice, and then these people will bully you, harass you, and say all kinds of ridiculous things to you. So it put that marginalized person at a disadvantage. So this person's solution is just to outright ban it altogether, which I find ridiculous. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to sit there and say that there's people out there who haven't experienced like racism, or haven't experienced some form of bullying or sexism or anything like that, when speaking through the mic. But what I don't understand is, especially when you coming from a competitive point of view, when you do like voice chatting and everything, voice chatting makes a big difference when you're playing in a competitive environment, in a competitive setting. It's for communication, especially when you playing games like Overwatch, League of Legends, Valorant, CSGO, all these other games. Now, the thing is that really has me scratching my head is, if you are playing in a competitive setting, especially if it's a team game, doesn't that mean that you're going to be more so communicating with your teammate? Like you're in the environment of your teammates, and pretty much I'm pretty sure that your teammates know who you are. Especially if you're competing, they know who you are. They know what you identify as. They know your gender. They know your race, your ethnicity, and everything. So I don't see like the issue with that. And me growing up old school and everything, this person has an issue with people saying that, well, if you have a problem, just turn off your mic and you don't have to deal with it. And those people are right. I'm on that side of the spectrum, or that side of the fence. If you don't like anything that people are saying, regardless of what they're saying to you, how they're saying to you, you can always mute that person. You can always block that person. You don't have to let that person ruin your fun and your engagement and your experience when playing a video game online. And trust me, I'm old school. I come from the early, especially during the early online days with the first Xbox console, the PS2 and the GameCube, and then stepping into the Xbox 360. Oh my God, you don't understand. If you can't handle the things that's being said to you, or the things that you're experiencing on the internet, as far as people talking trash or saying particular things to you over, voice chat, then you haven't been around during the times I was playing, especially during Xbox 360. The crap that been going on over the microphones, and the stuff that people be saying to one another and has also said to me, because like I said, I have dealt with some racist things that's been said to me over the microphone, but at the end of the day, I just laugh at it. And if I really don't like what the person's saying, I just mute them. I just block them and don't gotta ever hear it again, because man, the amount of N-words I've been called monkeys. I've been told to climb up a tree and eat bananas. I've been said all kinds of things has been said to me. And I think and look back at it, I say, wow, it was really crazy back then when it came to the voice chat, but it didn't happen that often, And now we into today's generation where everybody's like super sensitive, and now we trying to pretty much control what people can say and everything like that. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as that voice chat is concerned, it's ridiculous. I just find it stupid. I found it dumb. And this person, I don't understand. And the fact is that this person is happy that they're in power, and that people should be afraid of this person for being in power.
And I'm not going anywhere. I have power. They can't take it away from me. And honestly, there are some people that should be afraid of me.
Oh my God, like is ridiculous. You don't want to put a person like this in power whatsoever. And this what brings me to the fact is that when it comes into diversity, and you can see that what Twitch wanted to do is Twitch wants to seem progressive. I think a lot of businesses, a lot of companies nowadays have this thing where, hey, we want to look out for marginalized people. We want to diversify our offices. We want to diversify, our businesses. We want to diversify and represent people in marginalized groups in movies and video games and everything. And this is the thing. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have a problem with that. The issue that I have is the motive behind that, the agenda that's behind that. I don't mind, diversity that feels organic, that flows into entertainment, a media or whatever, when it flows into it organically and naturally. Is when you try to force diversity. And then when you force diversity, you don't check the person's background, you don't check the person's credentials, you don't check anything. These people are just a checkbox to you. Like, hey, we need this person. We need a gay person. Check. We need a trans person. Check. We need a black person. Check. We need a woman. Check. And these people are just check boxes, like checkbox diversity. And Steph is a perfect example, to me, in my opinion, of checkbox diversity.
And you can't get rid of me. Twitch is endorsing me, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm just gonna dance to your sad tears. I'm just gonna drink your tears.
This person is obviously has issues. You can see it. I don't like, people can disagree with me. People may have something to say about that, but to me, it seems like this person has a lot of issues, and this person enjoys power and having power over people, and this person wants to utilize that power for their own personal gain and their own personal agenda, which I don't think it does the platform, as Twitch itself, any like due diligence at all. And I can see this backfiring in a big it'd be a serious issue that will hurt them in the long run. And I think it's going to make a lot of people flee and go into other platforms like YouTube gaming, Mixer, and everything like that if this happens to go down a destructive path. And I just think that's messed up. Now, the thing is, every time, like I talked about before, where I wanted to go back and address when you think about the rules and how everything is in place, every time I see that protecting marginalized groups, I always have an issue with that. That really just bothers me. That really triggers me, because every time I see that protecting marginalized groups of people, I always associate that with censorship in some way. And that's the issue. A lot of these companies, or a lot of people that work in these companies, utilize marginalized people. You know, me being a black man, I find it disrespectful is how you use me as a black man as a monolith to push whatever agenda, or push whatever political belief that you have, and try to enforce it by using me as the monolith to be able to do the things that you're trying to do. And that's why I think that's what goes on when I see protecting marginalized people, because it always comes with some form of censorship altogether. But in order to do that, you put those key words: marginalized group, marginalized people, because when you use that, people don't want to pretty much want to go against that, because it makes sense. You want to look out for people who's been marginalized or has been oppressed in some way, like in some shape or form. So you don't want to argue against that. So a lot of people don't want to fight that, is because if you question it, then you'll be labeled as a racist somehow, or a sexist, a misogynist, transphobe, homophobe, and all this other kind of stuff. So when you put those keywords out there, people try not to question it, or people don't want to fight against it because they don't want to look or be labeled those titles that I just named just now. So what happens is they're allowed to be able to push more censorship and everything. And then the worst part about it is they put a marginalized person in that position. So if you was to criticize that point of view, or that perspective, and that person who's the face of that perspective or that agenda, and they happen to be a person of a marginalized group, the first thing they will say is, hey, like, you're only saying this because I'm a woman, or you're only saying this because I'm a person of color. You're only saying this because I identified as this. You're only saying this because, I'm gay, or I'm a lesbian, and stuff like that. And then now we have a big issue. We have a big problem. And this is how, if you look at gaming right now, is like people that's like Steph are in the gaming industry. They're also in Hollywood. We look at what's going on with Marvel in the comic book industry, man. Like with with some of these these nutcases that's pushing these ideas, that's pushing certain agendas, and it's actually destroying Marvel Comics as a business from the inside out. And now Marvel's also being affected, and Disney is like looking like there could be a possibility they could close the door on Marvel Comics itself, and it's just not working. And then you look at Neil Druckmann, what he's doing with The Last of Us 2. People like him, they implement their own agendas and everything. And like I said, I have no issues with people who have their own political beliefs, their own religious beliefs. I don't care who they identify as. I don't care their gender. I don't care their race. The problem is when you take your identity and you put that in the forefront, opposed of giving us a product, or giving us a good story, giving us a good game, a good movie. You make that your top priority instead of giving us what we want. We want to be entertained. And when you put your own personal views in the front, it makes your movement and it makes your belief fraudulent, because you're not really doing it to look out for you're not looking out for people who's marginalized. You're not looking out for people who you feel as though is being that's not being represented. You're looking out for yourself, and just because of your actions. And like I said, perfect example. Now you got Steph in here, and now Steph is pretty much showing you Steph's true colors and what Steph really wants to do. And like I said, look at Kathleen Kennedy of Star Wars and Lucasfilms. Now that she's in there, she wants to push, female empowerment and everything like that. But is that what she really want to do? Does she really want to push diversity or giving women opportunities and everything? This woman had pretty much the face of Lucasfilms, Kathleen Kennedy, had pretty much destroyed Star Wars for her own agenda, for and for her own stances and everything. And I just don't think that's right. And that's what's going on right now. And like I said, Anita Sarkeesian, she's another one that's the same way as well. She's she has her own agenda. She's claiming that she's fighting for, you know, women empowerment and stuff. But the only person that benefited from feminist frequency was her. You know, mostly everybody who worked underneath her, most of them are out of work. She haven't paid any of them. A lot of them's doing volunteer work still to continue work for feminist frequency, while Anita Sarkeesian can just walk off and travel to France, Italy, or whatever she want to go and enjoy the money, or enjoy and bathe in the profits that she earned off of feeding off the victimhood of people who feel as though that they're oppressed and feel like they're victims. And I just think that's really screwed up, and that's just really messed up. And I think if we continue to go down this path and we keep going down this checkmark diversity situation where we want to feel like we're progressive, we want to feel like we're helping the smaller people, and instead of actually picking people who are qualified, we're going to go down a destructive path. And like I said, gaming has been affected by this. The movie industry has been affected by this. Everything that this movement or this progressiveness of checkbox diversity and fake diversity has touched has pretty much crumbled and destroyed a lot of things from the inside out. And if we continue down this path, I just think that we're going to be doomed, and there's going to be so much censorship where people's not going to be allowed to say anything. And it just sucks, and it hurts marginalized people in a sense, for the fact is that, think about it, you know, me being a black man, I want to be chosen, or I want to be a part of something because of my contribution and what I contribute, not because of the color of my skin. I want to know for a fact is that I've been placed here was because I'm good at what I do, and I contribute. I contribute like everybody else contribute. I don't want to feel as though that, hey, or I don't want to sit back and think that, was I chosen or was I put in this position just because the color of my skin, you know? Or if so, now it feel like your guys are just throwing me a bone, or I'm the poster boy of progressiveness for your business or for your organization, you know, because you hired a black person and stuff like that. I don't want to feel like that token. I don't want to feel like that poster boy. I don't want to feel like that person that you just sat there and I'm your mascot for diversity. And that's all I'm there for. Not because I'm skilled at what I do, not because I actually contribute to the overall collective group. And I don't think anybody of a marginalized group should feel that, should want to be seen as that. I just think that's disrespectful, and it creates a lot of resentment of people who's not in the marginalized group when they get pushed out because that person in that group get put in with no qualifications or anything of that sort. But that's pretty much my thoughts on this whole situation. I just think this is getting ridiculous, and I have a feeling that if Twitch doesn't do anything to stop stuff, I think things can get worse. And I sense a lot of censorship could be on its way to Twitch if they don't do anything about this, because this is a ticking time bomb that's waiting to happen. And as I said before, I don't care what race, I don't care what gender you are, I don't care what you identify as. If you're a person who has authority and you want to abuse that power, you don't deserve to be in that position whatsoever. Not at all. And that's what the concern is. And I hope Twitch and I hope other people don't see this as an attack on Steph because of this person being transgender or identify as a dare or whatever Steph wants to identify Steph as. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Twitch and what's been going on with this whole Twitch safety console, and what do you think about the members of the group, and what do you think about diversity in general? Do you think diversity is good for the gaming industry, or just for society in general? And what do you think, what can we do to address diversity and making sure that everyone has an opportunity to be represented in whatever field or whatever industry that people want to be a part of? I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, because it really helps me out on the YouTube algorithm. And also If you are subscribed, please check again to make sure you are subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from my YouTube channel. Like I said before, YouTube has been doing that for some time. My subscribers have been telling me that they had to subscribe to my channel and everything. And also hit the bell if you want to be notified for more Real Talk discussions in the near future. This is Mugen Lord signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.